We are approximately in the bottom third of the page, a little bit about that. Lamed Daled, and the line starts with the word mushras b'nefesh. We are currently discussing the principle, even though the point is Torah and so forth, but the principle of nefesh hamaskelis. Why the nefesh, as such, the whole nefesh, is identified with seichel, rather than all other koiches that also come from the nefesh. Why dafke nefesh hamaskelis? And this will lead us to understand how Torah, which is in HaSeichel, Chochmah, in its root state, not in its functional state, is really the supreme godly reality. So, there are a lot of subtleties here, but we have to somehow get to the point.
Speaking of subtlety, we say in its roots Torah is superior, and Sunday we said mitzvah is superior to it.
Something double?
Sunday we said mitzvah is higher than Torah. In what context would we say that?
Because mitzvah is pure rotzen.
Okay.
Rotzen is rotzen. The real thing of rotzen is what the etzem wants, not for any other reason.
Okay.
Therefore, that represents the rotzen, the etzem in the purest sense. Whereas Torah is seichel. The seichel has a hislapshus. It describes how to do things. So that already relates to circumstance. Okay, so therefore that mitzvah is higher. Now we're saying that is true on the revealed level, but going back to the essential, the essence itself, not as it is rooted in the etzem, but as it is really representative of the etzem. The sichli, this is the real. This is truly representative of the etzem. And we will understand this as we go on. I said there's a lot of subtleties here. The one very, very principal question we must resolve to ourselves. And that is, if we say that this is Oir Ein Sof, this is infinity. Infinity means that, the Alter Rebbe explains that infinity, if you want to kind of get a sense, what do you mean by infinity? Infinity means that 1 and 10 million are identical. A drop in the ocean is a drop in the ocean. It's infinitesimal, insignificant, but it is a presence. Ultimately, the ocean consists of an enormous number of drops. Infinity does not consist of anything of its content. It's a reality in and of itself. Therefore, 1 and a million are identical. Many Misharim, I don't need to go in there. I think it should be clear to us. Now, speaking from an infinity perspective, I will say in infinity there is everything. Now, there is everything has to be We have to focus in with our intellect. What do we mean by that there is everything? Without intellect, there is a good point to emphasize. Without intellect, we say there is everything simply because why not? Why not? You want to come in, come in. You're not taking anything away from me. Anyone who wants to be there can find his way and enter. I don't care. You're not going to reduce that which I have. Okay, this is infinity without an intellectual value. When we speak of infinity in Chassidus, Ayin Sof, we don't mean Ayin Sof, who doesn't care what happens. True. He does not care from the perspective that it would hurt him or he would be lacking anything. Absolutely not. But he absolutely does care what happens because there is a point that he is making. And applying this subtle principle, when we say there is everything, it means what? Not there is everything by default. There is everything proactively, intentionally. Because everything is included in this Ayin Sof. And that's what I stand for. As I said, the first view is the non-intellectual, is the view without intellect. Insignificant. Everything can be there. The second view is exclusively an intellectual view. Let us go and redefine intellect to us. We're constantly on it. The simple illustration that we always use. You enter a wedding celebration, a wedding hall. And a human being enters, and a cat enters with him. They both essentially see the same thing. What do you see? You observe tables and chairs and food and so forth. As far as the cat is concerned, each one of these things that it sees is there because it's there. It's not representing anything. There is no reason for it to be there, except for me to eat it. As a matter of fact, this is why it's attracting to me. This is what I see. I see that which I can eat. What is lahavdul elef as a human being sees? That everything that is in there is actually representative of an overall reality. Everything. There's nothing there that's inadvertent. But it's there by default.
Let's take my horses, right?
What's that?
The applause.
Huh?
He agreed with you. Why?
It's a horse.
It's applause. I was almost ready to throw away my phone. Be careful, because my phone does these tricks occasionally. Okay, you understand that? Regardless how many things there are on this floor, everything has a significance. And not because each thing created itself. No. The overall reality created each thing. Each chair, each plate, each course, each human being. So when we speak about it, we say, Oir Ein Sof. Oir Ein Sof it means the godly reality. Okay, so now, as I said before, these are the difference between the human being looking at things, who has intellect, and the Katla Havu that does not have intellect. Where is the intellect element come in? In reality, the cat is absolutely right. What is there? All the tangible objects. But the human being says that there is an overall reality. This is your imagination. It's an intelligent thing. It's an intangible thing. To the intellect, that intangible thing, that is reality. The tangible is not reality. If the tangible exists without that intangible, it's totally insignificant. Doesn't exist. It does not exist. What makes a chair a chair? If a human being is going to sit on it. If a human being doesn't have to sit on it, then it's a piece of wood. So, going back to this Chazon, if there isn't this intangible reality, then these are not tables, these are not chairs, this is not food, this is not plate, these are not human beings. They happen to fall down from Mars someplace. They're not present there. They each exist in their own existence, if that much. So the intellectual reality is a totally different than the experiential reality. Intellectual reality provides reality to everything that is contained therein. That makes a statement, oh yeah, this is here, it should be here, this should be here, this should be here, this should be here, we should have a table, we should have chairs, we should have this, we should have that.
So you're saying the Sefer not only perceives the intangible, but the Sefer really is creating the intangible in that sense? Like
The Seichel, yes. Where is the idea of a simcha come in? What's a simcha? A simcha is a human thing coming from his intellect. So I've been at, unfortunately, quote-unquote weddings where people couldn't even relate to making a dinner, to making a calling. Well, okay, we want to have a kosher and put up the chuppah. Let's get it right. But you could look at the wedding as entirely just cat marrying a cat. On a tangible level, there's nothing there. The rabbi, for some reason, insists that it be a chuppah. Okay, rabbi. I'll accommodate you. The whole thing that there is a simcha, chasam, that's an intangible thing. That's an intelligent, intellectual perception. Something extremely great is happening.
So the intellect is representing this proactive aspect.
No.
No.
The intellect is representing a godly truth, a godly reality. And as a result of that, everything that is derived of that is proactive. It's proactive. Yes, to contrast, when you go mimata l'mayla, you will contrast is that way. But that is not the essential element of the intellect.
No, I'm not sure I got that last point. The point that you've been making and now just condensed.
Say again?
I'm not sure that I understood exactly what you're trying to bring out with what you just said. I didn't understand what you just said.
Did you hear his question?
Yes. I'm not exactly sure I understood his question.
Oh, okay.
But
Ask his question.
I mean, I understood the idea that the whole idea of the Ayin Seif is that it's not just by default it contains everything, it proactively contains everything because that's what constitutes a reality. Not just because it's saying so, therefore everything
That's
is there.
it.
Okay, that part I understand.
That's it.
And then the question was, is that what you're bringing in Seichel for, to illustrate the kind of proactive reality?
Is Seichel the thing, and the thing that it gives everything a proactive presence? I said no. Yes, it does give everything a proactive presence, but that is the result because Seichel gives it a real presence. And from that real presence, everything that exists there is proactively there. At the Simcha, there is all kinds of different things.
Mm-hmm.
There is everything there. But these everythings there are not because I don't care what's there. I have plenty of food. Because everything is intentional. Why? Because everything is representative of the Simcha. Because the Simcha is the reality. The intellect, it provides a different reality, an intellectual reality.
Why do we say it's seichel? Why don't we say it's etzem? You know, why specifically are we saying it's seichel? You know, etzem is the reality, and from there, etzem, everything flows from.
So I said, etzem can be viewed in two different ways. Etzem can be viewed. I haven't finished. You don't bother.
So be an etzem is to have this reality.
The intellectual element, this is what gives it real definition. And this is what we said, etzem, there is everything there. And we pointed out, this everything there could be in two very, very different ways. It could be from a negative perspective. Everything is not there. Or it could be that everything is there. This meaning that everything is there is because it's being identified. That the intellectual element.
How is it that the food can be at the chasana?
Say again?
So my question wasn't.
How could a cat have anything to eat there?
Even a cat can be there.
How is that?
But it's not really present. We don't provide a chair for it.
But it's there.
Huh?
But it's still in. So
It's not there. It's not there in the physical arena. It's not there in the simcha. Simcha is a completely different reality.
When we're talking about etzem, don't we have to include everything? And etzem provides for everything, even for cats.
Everything provides for everything. The simcha is not an etzem. The simcha is a limited thing that comes from the human experience. let us be intelligent about this. Okay?
Must
In the,
Huh?
in the Nimshal, there's no such thing as anything outside.
Say again?
absolutely necessary.
Yeah. Yes. If you want to, if you want to dig through a little bit and get an opening, we have to apply our intelligence. So we understand the principle. So this is why we say that yes, in Ayin Sof, it's Ayin Sof, and our first reaction would be to Ayin Sof. Everything is there. Why? Because why not? That is, if we do not apply the Sichli principle. Why not means it's there, but I don't care. I don't even know what's there. I don't even know what's there. What is Seichel different than without Seichel? Without Seichel, you can have things and you don't know what they are. You don't know what you have. Seichel means that you know. And Seichel means that you know not in general, you know every detail. You know how many chairs there are, how many this make of chairs and this design of chairs, how many chairs fit in the head table and chairs fit around each table. You know everything.
Why? It would seem that Seichel makes everything, like by the mashal of the Chasna Hall. There, everything is arranged according to the Seichel of it. But take what Shlomo was saying on Sunday, on the table there's a whole lot of Svarim. So you come in and they're all here. Then you can arrange them, put them on top of each other in the right order, choose one. They
Excuse
were
me,
there
what is a
before your
sefer?
Seichel
What is,
identified it.
what is a sefer?
What's the Sefer? What is the Sefer? I'm saying
What's a sefer different than paper? Are you arranging paper or arranging sforim?
you're arranging Svarim, you see Svarim.
What's a
here.
Sefer?
Or what is the Sefer? Sefer is like Seichel made physical, I guess. What do you mean? What is
What is a sefer? The word sefer, what is it referring to? To the paper, to its weight, to its size. What is a sefer? You see, arranging sforim, you're arranging the bound paper, or you're arranging sforim.
Oh, so even the fact that it's there is according to Seichel from before.
Yeah, it's a seichel the identity.
Whether it's cutlery or Svarim or whatever, it's all
It's a
the
seichel the identity.
Seichel from
Otherwise,
before.
you're not arranging anything.
So this is showing how Seichel is really initial, is really making it. It's not that you come afterwards, you assign a pattern or order. You're saying,
Absolutely, everything. Otherwise, you don't need to arrange. The only thing you arrange if this paper is occupying your space, you need this space, you push it away. That's it. Not arranging it.
I'm missing something.
You ought to go back and listen 2 classes back. But it's okay. We'll get there. All right. So this is what we say. That the nefesh ha'odem that has everything, and it has everything in 2 different levels. On the functional level, it has everything. It's capable to provide for everything. You can take a human being and train him to jump 10 feet up. He can do anything. Then there is the union that he can relate to it. He can appreciate and understand it. That mitzad, that's the union and nefesh hasichlis. let us try and identify. I started in the spring on identifying the sikhli element. You go and to watch an acrobatic performance. Some of the acrobatic performances, you really have to be an extremely precise, momentary thing, control. Otherwise, you're putting your life in danger. And you're watching these acrobatic performances. And you can be watching it in two very different ways. You can be watching it, oh, look what he's doing. Or you can be watching it in terms of, look at this grace. Look at this control, look at this human performance. Two different things to think of. You're watching it from a reality perspective or from an experiential perspective.
Your reality meaning sikhli?
That is Shat Nefesh HaSikhlis. Nefesh HaOdam, yes, it relates to everything, and the reason is because inherently is a sikhli. Okay, let's look inside. Okay, we are on the line that begins with what Mushras B'Nefesh. I'm not going to go through everything. Ultimately, we came to the question, why is the Nefesh called Nefesh HaSichlis? We cannot say that it's called Nefesh HaSichlis because Seichel is a derivative of Nefesh, because other koiches are also a derivative of Nefesh. All koiches are derivative of Nefesh. Like we point out all the time, when a person speaks, it is his nefesh that provides that capability of speech. In other words, that he should be able to relate to. He's not speaking like a robot. It is him speaking. The whole nefesh relates to it. When he walks, it is him walking. He's not walking because he was trained to walk. There's nothing robotic about human activity, no matter what. Everything is rooted in the nefesh. So therefore, all the Christians. So why are we singling out Seichel? It's called Nefesh HaSichlis. And so this Ahu Inyan Hu. But however the Inyan is, again we will have to interrupt in the middle, but at least I think we are ready for this. The Inyan is the Amitas Inyan Koyach HaSeichel Ho'atzmi, that the true aspect of the Koyach HaSeichel Ho'atzmi, of the essential. Ho'atzmi means the Koyach HaSeichel. Atzmi. Let me define the word Atzmi in this context. Seichel, as we know it, is an applied skill. You have a question, you give an answer. You have a question, you give an answer. The whole process of the Seichel is due to the challenge of the question. Lahabdul, again, the cat will also not walk into a wall. It will walk around the wall. Not because it surmised the wall, but because it came to a wall, it came walking around it. There's nothing atzmi about it. It is, again, it is responding to a circumstance, it's reactive. Koyach HaSeichel Ho'atzmi means the essential element of Seichel. Not the Seichel as it is in a function and that an experiential that seems to be just reactive. But that which Seichel provides as a reality, like we said. Seichel provides a definition of a simcha. This is not reactive. Without the seichel, the whole thing doesn't exist. Seichel creates this reality. This means not. We have to set up the tables. We have to call so many people and so forth. These are derivatives of what? Of a seichel definition. And the whole definition is something which comes from the seichel. Which means atzmi, the essential, and that which seichel creates, not which seichel is providing for function. So he says that amitas in haseichel ho'atzmi hu bechinas hatainug ha'atzmi shebenefesh. It is literally the bechina, the aspect and the element of a tainug atzmi shebenefesh. Again, we have tainug atzmi. Okay. We'll let you be challenged with this. We have to interrupt. We're going to start. We're going to believe for that. But we have arrived to. Yes, sir.
I want to do it for Paris for Durham. I didn't get a chance to read
I'm sorry?
I want to do it for Paris for Durham. If everybody could, if you have a few minutes, can hold everybody up and we do that? I didn't get a chance before.
Why don't you try to do it after Davening? Because if you have to go.
It's not good.
Okay, do we have 10 people? You want to have maybe 10 or 3?
If nobody has to leave, if they don't, then I don't want to put anybody up.